All right. Hey guys. So today we're going to do a little experimental mission. Well, not really a mission actually. We're just going to be playing with the F-45A. So this is still the new aircraft that is in the public testing branch, and for those of you who have been following, we've been experimenting with it and having fun. It's got some great vertical takeoff features. One of the things that was recently added was VCAP for vertical autopilot assist. So I haven't played with it yet, and so that's something I want to play with. So I'm going to go ahead and set everything up here, and then we'll go ahead and play with it, just so that I get into the habit. Okay, so let's go ahead and power up our engines. I know I don't have all my lights on. Okay, so we are currently in 0 tilt. So I'm going to go ahead and taxi out, nice and safe. Actually, I think I need to reset my position real quick. So we go over here, we go to game, recenter, and boop. Okay, thank you for bearing with me on that. So let's go ahead and taxi out, parking brake off. Did I turn this guy off? I didn't. Okay, APU is off. And this is one of my free flight missions on the desert map. So there are enemies around, but they're not going to fire or do anything to us. Alright, so we're on the taxiway right here. So in normal mode, we just use our thumb grip on the left throttle, and you'll see the tilt go adjust there. And if you're looking at us in the spectator cam, you should have seen the configuration change. So in normal mode, it basically flies like the AV-42C, kind of like a helicopter. So we basically just add thrust. We can go up. We use our tilt kind of like a helicopter, so we tilt forward to build some forward momentum. And you see there's the witch's hat. I've got about 13 knots speed here, and you can see right there the direction that I'm going. And just like that, if I tilt back a bit, I'm going to start to slow my speed. And it's tricky, especially if you haven't been used to flying this way or flying manually. You use your rudder to yaw left or yaw right. And in my aircraft, I do have some actual rudder pedals, so it's pretty much like flying a helicopter. So left to right is for lateral movement. I'm going to add just a little bit of thrust here. And so if I want to stop that, I'll tilt right, add a little bit of thrust so I don't sink, and then I've stopped my horizontal movement almost. Okay, so now, oh, I guess it just registered that I took off. That's funny. Alright, so for now, I'm in just regular hover mode. Now if I want to add the VCAP mode, it's going to change the control scheme for me. So when I add the VCAP mode, what's going to happen is the throttle is going to control my forward and backward momentum. And the stick, when I tilt forward, is actually going to cause me to descend. And when I pull back, it's going to cause me to ascend. The side stick will work the same way. Now, I haven't tried this at all yet, so we're going to be trying it together. So here we go. Cross your fingers that nothing happens. Alright. So now the throttle was a bit forward, and it is actually causing me to go forward. And I have 0 vertical change. There's no increase or decrease in my flight. Now if I pull this back to center, you see the throttle setting right here. I'm pulling it back to center. Let's see what happens. Is it going to slow me down, or is it going to stop? Let's say I pull back. Okay, so if I pull back on the throttle, look, I'm not even holding the stick. It's pulling me back. It is tilting me up, so I'm stopping my forward momentum. I still haven't lost any real altitude. Still pinged at 343, even though the vertical speed indicator is kind of fluctuating. And now I am going in reverse. So somewhere here there is a sweet spot, and let's see, I'm at about 25% there, and it's still going in reverse. So let's see if we can figure out how to get it to the hover point. So if I'm at center right here, let's see what happens. Look, no hands on the autopilot. I'm still going, but my airspeed is dropping. So let's see if we can speed that up quickly. And then as it gets close to 0, I'll drop to 50%. And look, that's pretty cool. So I'm pretty much in a stable hover here. I'm gaining a little bit of speed, so I'll back off just a little bit on the throttle. And it is stopping my forward momentum. That's cool. All right, so let's play with the stick a little bit because I haven't gotten to do this yet. So let's check side to side. So side with no forward or backward momentum. I've actually got airspeed showing as I'm going to the side. That's kind of interesting. It shouldn't really have forward or backward airspeed here, but it's still going. So I wonder if that's just part of the autopilot. It's going to continue that lateral movement. And look, the witch's hat is still right there. Oh, it is slowing a little bit though, even though the stick's centered. Okay, so let's bring it back to the right. And I haven't done anything with my rudder pedals to control my nose. I bet if I did a little bit of that, it might slow it down a little faster. And now I'm pretty much steady here. I've got a 2 knot, and I'm in a solid hover. That's pretty cool. All right, so let's try our forward joystick. So forward joystick should make me descend. And yeah, -3 on the vertical speed indicator, and my airspeed is dropping. And I've got this thing pegged forward, so it is a very gentle descent. I wonder how the throttle adjustment with that would change anything. I am going backwards just a little bit, so let me... Okay, so I let up on the I've let up on the stick, and it's recovering, but it's slowly recovering. So it's coming back up to 0. It's actually still descending a little bit, but it is recovering slowly. And now we're pretty much steady here. Okay. Let's stop our backward momentum with throttle. This is kind of interesting. I'm not sure if I like it or not, because once I get going, I'll try to do some actual maneuvering with it. But it feels kind of very gentle. So, all right. So let's pull back on the stick and see how quickly we can get this thing to climb. Oh, look, my tilt got off. My tilt is at 86%. Oh no, the tilt is adjusting. So the aircraft is adjusting the tilt. So now I'm at a +39. So interesting, pulling back on the stick, I can go up pretty fast on +39. I guess they think if you are trying an emergency ascent, that's important. Yeah, so I have not been adjusting tilt. So that's super interesting that as it's adjusting, it is manually adjusting the tilt as well. And if I try to use the thumbstick, yeah, I can like set it to 90 for a second, and then it takes back over. So I don't know how I got so much forward airspeed here. So let's slow this bad boy down, bring it back to 0 with our throttle here. We're close to 0. So I could see if you are challenged with the airplane mode, this could be, I mean, it's a very different control scheme, but it's very gentle and it's pretty easy to use, and I think it's hard to mess up. So if I go full left stick, I use just a little bit of rudder to hold my nose where I want it. And I use a little bit of right stick, and oh, I guess I need to use a little bit more rudder this way. It's interesting seeing the nose go all up and down, and I'm not doing any real vertical or horizontal movement with the stick. That's kind of weird to me because I've gotten very used to the helicopter type, the helicopter style. Okay. Alright, so let's just say we want to come in for a bit of a landing. So let's go get some forward airspeed here. And we've got about 70 knots. I'm going to use some rudder and some left stick to try to turn it together. Kind of interesting, weird kind of coordination. And then I'm going to use some down pressure on the stick to start bringing us down. Whoa, okay, that cut the autopilot off right away. So it made an automatic transition to horizontal flight, and look at the tilt. So I did not touch that at all. 400 knots with the landing gear, not a good idea, right? So I did not touch that, the tilt knob at all. So that's interesting. So you get enough horizontal speed, and this thing automatically goes into, regular flight mode. So let's see if we can figure out our transition back using VCAP. So do I have to be below a certain airspeed to engage VCAP? So I'm going to use the air brakes here. I know I don't have a good line up here. So we are at 260 knots, and what happens if I just press that? Look at that. Look at that. This thing just takes over. It's feeling safe. It's feeling steady. I'm using a bit of right rudder and right stick. I'm still descending though. That's kind of weird. Why would I be descending right now? Because I have 0 throttle in VCAP mode. Did I have to like notch the throttle a bit? Because once I notch the throttle, now it's realizing what I want to do, and it's trying to slow me down. So I might have to blip the throttle once I go into VCAP mode. Although I am still descending, and I have not touched the stick. So that, it's a slight descent. So I guess you got to watch that. That's kind of cool though. Alright, so let's bring this back to about center throttle. I'm at 11 knots. I mean, yeah, you could land this thing, but boy, once you get lined up, then you start the transition. It's kind of interesting. I'm not sure I like it. I feel like, if I really want to do maneuvering and stuff, this is pretty slow to maneuver around here. Like versus, okay, once I've got this and I get myself into a steady hover here, the different amount, I feel like I can really well, maybe it's a little slower with the RCS. Well, maybe it's about the same. I just feel like it's much more responsive. But it is definitely shakier. And you can get yourself into trouble with it. That's a tough call. I definitely see new pilots to the F-45 liking VCAP. I can see it if I get a little discombobulated when I'm in regular flight mode, like helicopter mode there. I can definitely see that using it. But boy, this whole descent thing, I'm just not sure about that. Let's stop my right or my left momentum. Look, I want to get this thing down. I want to get it down faster than this. Now, if I turn off VCAP, I know I can get it down faster, but I'm in danger. Yeah, so VCAP really does protect you from yourself a bit there. And I don't want to shear off my landing gear, do I? Okay. Whoa. Don't go that way. Oh, I thought I was forward on the stick. Yeah, so maybe I should use VCAP more, huh? Yeah, don't brake when you're going backwards, huh? So there you go. That's my quick first time experimenting with the vertical autopilot in the F-45. I don't know. I'll probably use it here and there. I don't know about using it for carrier landing or not. I mean, it's so slow to descend, but I really haven't spent a lot of time using it just in forward motion with a slight descent. But I feel like controlling the descent, it's very slow to descend. So I'm not sure how much I will use it, but there you go. That's my quick overview. Hopefully one of the next videos I will do, there's a new mission out that BD released, so hopefully I will be able to do that for you guys. So thanks for watching. Catch you later.